I'm ready, chat. I'm ready. Dangerous, and very few of you know it. Men are dangerous to our current society. This is literally what we were just talking about. Oh my god. This is literally what I was talking about. Jesus, dude. Yeah, here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1, boom.
I want to share with you guys how I think men are super dangerous for society. I think they are going to damage so many of us, including just women in general.
I wish you could see my expression right now. It's gotta be rage bait. Okay, I'm gonna let it talk. I didn't want to.
Feel like they are
wrong.
Talk.
You are dangerous. In fact, you might be the most dangerous thing. Here's why. What she said was, men are dangerous and will hurt women. Now, she doesn't mean all men. She means only the men who she believes to have power over her in her country, presumably the United States, from her accent. And we know that she's not talking about all men, because she would never say something so unkind about, for example, illegal immigrants who are not dangerous. She can correct me herself if I got that wrong. Here's a map of travel safety by country. See all
look, Poland is really, really good.
all these different colors? Green is a top score, although that was in 2013. Here's an
Oh, never mind. I don't know about that now.
updated map. Most dangerous countries for women 2024. Dark.
I saw a really dark tweet or a YouTube video a long time ago of a woman going around the world and rating travel safety, and then she ended up getting unalived in a Middle Eastern country. I don't know which one it was, but it was really brutal and really sad to see that, but I don't know what you expected. I'm sorry.
Is safer. United States doing pretty good. And typically, the men who live in a country tend to protect the women who live in a country from anybody outside the country. That's how things go. So when she says that men being in power is dangerous, it's not just false, it's anti-true. It's the opposite of true. But she doesn't care about that. She doesn't even believe what she's saying. This is just a power game that she's playing. It's kind of like when women call each other tens, even though they don't believe it, and they're basically saying, oh, you're so beautiful.
That's what I'm freaking saying. Oh, it's so hard to... If you talk to a guy in passing in Discord as another man, and you send a picture of yourself, they'll be honest about it and be like, maybe you need to work out more, but you know what? You got a good smile. A girl will say that you look attractive no matter what. Yeah. Genuinely. Because if you say anything else, you're a piece of shit and you should die. Yep.
All the way down there. Keep acting like a 10 so you're not competition for me. Men tend to seek power through open, direct...
Wait! God damn, this guy's a wordsmith. This guy's a wordsmith for sure. It's like he reads my freaking mind. I swear. That's what I'm saying. It's actually so true. You tell them that they're not a 10, because then if they don't elevate themselves, there's less competition. That's literally what I wanted to say, like 20 minutes ago.
It's competition. They just say, this is the power I have, and then they clash.
Yeah.
Women, on the other hand, tend to seek power by playing nice on the outside and being self-protective through strategies like appearing to be a victim. Women will often accuse men of hurting them or being about to hurt them so that everybody dog piles on those men and takes their power away, which then becomes her power. And even though this video is terribly low quality, it is also persuasive. It causes people to agree with her, which then leads to a group strategy of women all over the internet agreeing to say that men are bad and dangerous. And
But me, for example, making a video of a woman regretting her decision and cheating on a man is somehow sexist. But this woman literally blanket statement saying that all men are bad and they're bad for society and that they will destroy society is not. I don't know. I feel like there's a certain little bias of some sort. No, would you disagree?
In order to take their power away, despite that they are doing a relatively good job. Persuasion is one of my favorite topics. It's all about using conscious strategies to influence the subconscious, and you can read more about it on Shortform, the sponsor of this video. Shortform makes it easy to learn the basics from classic books, or to brush up on books you've already read. Here's my favorite book on persuasion. I use Shortform to quickly browse through the main points and refresh my memory. This one's basically the topic of this video. Shortform is great for self-improvement. You can learn to manage stress, master your ego, and turbocharge your brain. Shortform publishes new...
I mean, no joke. I should probably do that. I don't have time to read books. I don't have time for anything.
Book guides and articles every week. And if you subscribe, you get to vote on which ones they do next. Shortform is always adding new features like their AI browser extension that applies its summary style to anything on the internet. Here it is working on my Who is a 10 video. It's pretty accurate. The first 1,000 subscribers who use my link...
See, that's what AI should be used for. I've done that before as well. I've taken the script of a really long video and asked ChatGPT to condense it into 10 paragraphs instead.
Get a free trial and 20% off an annual subscription.
That's useful.
Subscribe now with the link in the description and learn more about the irrational, emotional nature of human beings. Let's start with this one. I'll go through her video step by step to show why she's the problem.
I'm autistic, and I am so tired of men.
Being autistic has nothing to do with the argument that you're presenting. What does that got to do with anything? If a man opened with, I'm autistic, but this is what's wrong with women, instantly, like headlines, fucking... fuck men, all men are like this, autistic men are bad. It's like, oh my god, okay.
Wow, let's file that in the no one asked folder. Next to astrological signs and pronouns, there's autism and hating men and who you want me to vote for.
Yep.
TikTok has a lot of that kind of stuff in it and not a lot else. So why am I making this video if it's not important? Because these things become important when people pay attention to them. And that's what TikTok is. It's an attention ruiner. I got a lot of mileage out of this one. The way it works is that you see something on your phone and it makes you go rawr because negative emotions make people respond more than positive ones. And then you project the rawr onto whatever thing it is that you think is making you feel that way, and then sometimes you take an action, which is how engagement farming works. It's making people mad enough to go, what can I do about this situation? And you either might leave a comment or, in her case, make another video that says,
social media has done a lot of damage to society, chat. I think when Twitter started paying people for like engagement and like views and all that shit, I genuinely think that it took a massive nosedive. Like, rage bait existed before, but it actually ramped up to like unfathomable levels.
Man bad. And of course, at no point does she question whether this fits into the world that she wants to create or whether this is the right thing to do. So what else is in here?
I have a message that I want to share with you guys. I want to share with you guys how I think men are super dangerous for society. I think they are going to damage so many of us, including...
You keep saying you think. Where's the fact? Where is it?
Just women in general.
So I put those in feelings and opinions. Men are dangerous and men will hurt women. Now, those might sound like objective claims because it is a fact that some men are dangerous and hurt a lot of things all the time. And it's a statistical certainty that some men will at some point in the future hurt some women. But the reason it's not a fact or an objective claim, what you said, is because there's just no details, like how many men do we need to worry about? What percentage of the set of men?
What happens with women that hurt men in a legal sense? What if you married a woman for 13 years, then she takes away your dog, your car, your kids and everything, and now you're homeless, and now you want to blow your brains out. Does that count as hurting? Yeah, it's like, what are we really talking about? Again, hurting is subjective. It's not an objective thing. Like, kill? Yeah, that's an objective, like, damn, you're getting hurt. Like, you're gonna get hurt. Yeah.
Are dangerous. Is it different from population to population? Are there different kinds of men
That's
that are
racist.
more or
You
less
can't do
dangerous
that.
that we need to worry about? What about compared to women? What about the
You can't
damage
do
that
that,
women do?
sexist.
Because remember, you're doing damage right now by spreading bad attitudes on the internet that make women lash out at men, and then that hurts men, and then that makes them lash out. And, you know, what about quantifying it? Is the damage that men do going up or down? Or you didn't really include any.
But you can't, there's no statistics on it because it's all about feelings. Like, this woman probably thinks, I'm assuming, because I didn't watch the whole thing, or maybe she didn't talk about it, and this could very well be rage bait, but I felt hurt by men before. It doesn't mean all men are bad, because my equation of all the good things that men have brought into the world, like my dad, my brother, my family, I find that to be more of an objective good thing that counterbalances bad things that men may have done to me. I feel like that should be how it is, and a lot of people that say things like this don't have that family circle where, for example, their dad left them, or their uncle was mean to them, or they abused them. You can't quantify the damage because it's subjective.
This, you just sort of said, you know, man bad. Got any more feelings?
I feel like they are not supportive of women's rights and who we are.
But men gave women the right to vote in America and England. No women voted for that. They stood in the street and talked about how they want to vote, but it was all men in parliament or in the government. Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe men did care.
Okay, similarly, no
That's
evidence for this
crazy
one.
work.
She even keeps saying, I feel, which is helpful. I'm just gonna put this here in case she says a fact at some point. She's not even defining what women's rights are or giving examples of supporting who they are, whatever that means.
I feel like they are taking over our country, and it's a men's world right now.
Whoa, that's a
Whoa, who's they?
pretty wacky one. They are taking over our country? Am I a they? Am I invading America right now? That would be so embarrassing.
And this is what circles back to the shoe on head video, the attack on men, and what happened. You know, what happened back in November. Yeah.
Let's just put a they over there. And then she says that it's a men's world right now. And I gotta say, as long as we're doing feelings, it doesn't feel like it is. This.
Do you know what is a man's world? Places where the Taliban are in command, where they make people, like women specifically, where they make women not talk out of turn, where they take away their education, they beat women, they make them into slaves, sex slaves as well. But I don't know, I just feel very, very privileged, chat, that I don't have to live in a place where I am not allowed to make music, I'm not allowed to sing, I have to cover up from head to toe when I go outside, and I can't go out with without a male chaperone. There has to be like a family member that's a male in my family relation that happens to be a male. I feel like I have a lot of freedom in that regard. Yeah.
Went viral recently. I sent 100 applications as a man and a woman. It's much better being a woman. And that's not exactly science, but it is a lot closer than anything you said. So apparently, this guy works in computer science, and he took his CV and changed the name to a female name. And then he applied to jobs with his real name, waited a while, and applied with the female name. Out of
if this is real, I don't know if it is because we can't validate this, but this is terrifying and would black pill you so fucking hard. And we know that this is real to some capacity because there was that convention for women and non-binary people, and men started signing up and saying, oh, I'm non-binary, can I come to this work convention where people like mingle and get jobs? And it turns out that they were able to get in and women got mad. That's a real thing. Go look it up. I don't know where it happened. No, it wasn't Ubisoft. It was somewhere else. I just forget. It's really, really funny.
Out of 100 applications, his male name got 7 responses, and out of 100 applications, his female name got 45. That's 650% more likely. He even tried looking for working class jobs, and he got almost 9 times more responses. And this is more than 4 years old, and things have gotten worse. So
this was in 2021 or 2024, I'm assuming.
So since we're doing feelings, you started it, that feels like the last 20 years of my life. And some people might argue that the kind of job you can get is the primary determinant of how much of the world is yours. I checked around and other men feel it too. They feel being very much not in control.
It's called hoflation. The inflation of hoes.
About this many in less than a year, and these on Instagram. This actually took 2 weeks. So do our feelings matter or just yours? Not that we need feelings when there are national hiring experiments that reveal a 2-to-1 preference for women. And here's a diversity study from
But it should be equal. Huh, that's so strange how the world works, chat.
LinkedIn, saying that women are 16% more likely than men to get hired after applying to a job. 18% if it's a senior role. Doesn't feel like a man's world to.
We don't hire based on merit. We hire based on your gender. Yeah, man, I hope to God, man. I don't know. It just makes me not want to have children because if I have children and one of them happens to be a boy, if this continues, how do you raise a child in this environment? Like, for example, if one of you guys, I know there's like dads watching, I would assume there's like a couple. If you have a child that's a son, how do you get by? Excuse me. How do you get by with like dealing with this reality? Doesn't that make them like automatically disillusioned, like from basically like when they start understanding how the world works? Yeah. Train them for the end times. I like that. I like that attitude. Yeah, I don't know.
What else you got?
And I do not feel like men should be in control. I feel like the reason why we're in so many issues right now is because men have been in control.
So then issues come from men being in control. Okay, so according to you, let's fit that in here, according to feminism in general, men have been in control since the beginning of time.
That's crazy.
And they have been oppressive to everyone. And only recently, women have gotten freedom, and everything is going to get better forever. It's not true, it's a lie. Reality is a lot more complicated, but that is what all feminists say all the time. So if men...
Yeah, feminists really, really love to say things like this and argue about video games, but we really do have it really great over here. I've heard some horrific stories from, countries like in the Middle East or in India where women and little boys and little girls get... I won't say the word, but yeah, I just feel like these people should maybe take a ticket and live in those places for like a day or two, or maybe even a week. That would be great. A week would be amazing. And just live there. Yeah. They have a very warped perception on how bad they actually have it. maybe it's because my parents like grew up like not in America and they didn't have the same freedoms. I feel like I can appreciate to some extent.
Have been in control since caveman times. Here's another stupid fantasy about women hunting woolly mammoths from this piece of shit. And then we started gradually living in tents, and then castles, and then apartments. And now the world looks like this.
Oh, it's Seattle!
Then where did all this stuff come from? Didn't it happen when men were in control?
It was because of women.
You ever been up the Space Needle? It's pretty cool. It's the opposite of having issues. So what are you even talking about? You've got no facts and you can't even get your feelings straight. We're taking over, but we already took over, and it was bad before, but it's bad now, even though it's good now because you're getting freedom, but you...
Humans are designed to look for problems even when they're content, because that's how survivalism works. And this is a theory, this is my personal theory, for how people create problems out of nothing, because they really can't admit that we just have it really good. Like, you have Amazon delivering packages to your fucking door, man. Like, the thing you're complaining about shouldn't be complaining about feminism or like how women in America are oppressed, and more so the grocery bill of it increasing in the last like 10 years. I used to be able to go to the grocery store like by myself and pick out like $50 of groceries, and that lasts me like a good long while. Now $50 buys me fucking nothing. Like, genuinely, it's depressing. And then these people want to cry and say, oh my god, it's because men are in control. Yes.
Don't have freedom because it's our world, even though you have all the advantages. This is all, crap. This is babbling idiocy. So why am I talking about it? Because the fact that it's stupid doesn't mean that it's not popular. That did better than it should have. Look at this crap. Can you imagine? Over here is a girl celebrating being mean to
me after giving my boyfriend the most out-of-pocket, cruel attitude, even when he treats me like an absolute princess. I was gonna say it's okay to have a melty as a woman because of hormones sometimes, because that's kind of what happens when you're a girl. But if you can't apologize and you make a TikTok out of it and then say, oh my god, yes, queen attitude, like, yes. I don't know, probably fake. I know what you're trying to say, but I have met girls like this in real life. I genuinely have. I've met people like this in real life through like work or like acquaintances, and I just like take a second glance and I'm like, that is so cringe. Like, I know this is probably fake. I know what you're saying. It's TikTok bait, but people like this exist, unfortunately.
To a guy who's good to her. 4.8 million. Absolute brain rot. This is the quality of what most people send me on TikTok. That one looks pretty good. I can kind of tell from looking by now. So there's a lot of low quality content getting pumped out really fast. And a lot of it is persuasive. Here's Win Bigley again on short form. The basics are that we all think we're enlightened, and people who disagree with us just need better facts. But in reality, we make decisions first, more irrationally than we realize.
I think that's a sign of not only emotional intelligence, but just overall intelligence. If you ever have the complex of like, I'm the best at everything, but then when someone says something, you have a minute of doubt, that actually is not something that low IQ people experience. If you have any sort of introspection, even if it's for like a modicum for a minute or like a fraction of a second, you might be smarter than like most of the population. Even if you think you're right at the end, don't get me wrong. If you think you're right at the end and be like, oh no, I'm just being dumb, like that person's fucking stupid. I think even if you have that little switch for a second and you start thinking like that, that's good. That's good. I think that's good for humanity.
And then we rationalize them later. Yeah, so here are some objective claims for you. I put them in blue for boys. Low quality content is more popular than ever, and feelings are persuasive. They change people's minds. So that means that content like this, me giving my boyfriend a cruel attitude when he treats me like a princess, look at her go, uses feelings to convince people of horse shit like this and this. Combine that with scrolling through TikTok, and your brain just doesn't have time to think about things on a rational level. You're just going feeling swipe, you're having reflexes and impulses, and like it or not, those are programming you. And they are.
And the algorithm notices that. That's what's so fricked up about YouTube Shorts and TikTok. It's so freaking toxic. You watch a video for 10 seconds and be like, this sucks, I'm gonna flick off, and then you get recommended that shit like 5 swipes later. It's horrible. That's why I don't like really condone swiping on TikTok. I do it for fun when I'm really bored or something and I'm like laying around. I don't do it often though, because I literally feel it in my brain where I'm like tearing it. My brain starts tearing itself apart. I'm like, yeah, I should stop. Yeah, doom scrolling. No. I can consciously realize that and I stop.
Having this effect on the world. They see the video, it gives them a feeling, they project it onto the world, and they have a reaction. Some of the reactions are to make more videos, which then are seen by more people, causing more feelings, more projections, and more reactions, some of which are videos. And they are full of ass-backwards, opposite from the truth lies like these. And that's one of the primary ways that women get power, by making shit up while looking nice on the outside. And that's what is actually dangerous.
And it's also all about feeling. You notice how nothing is about feeling and it's all about fact. As a woman, I understand that I feel a lot of things sometimes, but I can acknowledge that my feelings can sometimes be irrational. That's why I can apologize and be like, okay, holy shit, I need to introspect for a second. Maybe like an hour later or 2 hours later, I might feel a little bit differently, but at least I have the understanding that like, hey, I shouldn't feel validated for fucking taking a big fat dump on someone just because my fucking hormones went crazy. I think it's fine. Women make mistakes when they're amped up on like hormones. And even when not, it's just how it is. Sorry.
Are telling harmful lies to convince mass numbers of women and weak and fearful men and other Democrats of the direct opposite of the truth, which might have something to do with this. Among young Americans aged 18 to 29, the men are maintaining a stable political orientation, while the women are getting more liberal.
Wait, what? Oh, 2014 happened. Chat. Oh my lord, man. It went from like 30% to 38%-ish. Oh mama, that's not good. Like men's have stayed literally at an average of 25. Like it spiked sometimes, but
stable political orientation, while the women are getting more liberal, which often looks like this. Man bad is just a part of the Democratic platform at this point, and that's despite the fact that man obviously not bad. Man doing a pretty good job compared to some places.
I do not think men should continue to be in control of anything. I think men being in control of our country and the system is very dangerous for our country and the system moving forward.
Everyone who disagrees with me is bad, therefore men bad, and I like to blanket state everything because I'm low IQ and I attach my disability to the start of the video because it's somehow relevant to the conversation, but I never bring it up again. Yeah, I love that. Chat, I'm mentally stupid. I'm gonna say stupid shit, but also it's true. Yeah.
So I will continue to keep speaking. I will continue to keep sharing messages.
Please don't. Please stop sharing. And if not for me, then at least do it for the Peace and Security Index.
Yeah. Beast, homie! Beast! I like this guy. He likes to articulate what I can't because my brain moves too fast and I can't speak fast. Yeah, I can't speak fast enough because my brain just kind of cooks itself, and then I can't come word out fast, and then boom.